I know I could probably do this at a better angle. Maybe more in a professional way, but I'm being real. And what did I say I want my channel to be? Real. Authentic. Kayla's way. When it comes to grieving and healing, I did a big step tonight. And at first I think, is this going overboard? Am I being too open about my personal life? Should I not be sharing this on Instagram? Should I not be sharing this on YouTube and everything? But how else are other people gonna relate to someone if that someone doesn't share it first? Like I said in one of my videos, maybe it was part 2 with the dealing with the loss video on my channel, when I said March was a night when I fully had a moment to heal, had a moment to grieve first to start healing. And that night at the hotel, I bawled so hard. I cried so hard. I felt so hard. Being so real to my mom. Feeling all the feelings, not just sad. Hurt, confusion, frustration. Not even just, obviously not with her, not even just with me, but like the whole just timing, you know? Because of that, it opened the door to healing and fully understanding grieving, understanding the process. A few weeks ago, I went home. I went to my grandma's because when it was time for me to move away, my grandma let me store a lot of my things in one of her closets. And I knew it was time to finally go through all of it again, because me being me after high school, I knew years later, I know a lot of that stuff I really don't need anymore. But going through that, I was able to bring a bin home of the real stuff. My mom's journals I found. A lot of pictures and my journals and just things from school. Notes written from my mom. And I know I've shut a lot of my past life because of everything I went through. Because of when I think of the past, all I think of is just my mom being sick all throughout. But I know there are a lot of good times too that happened. I told myself when I got home, I would go through the bin. I knew it was going to be an emotional roller coaster going through the bin, because I'll be reading journals of my mom. I'll be reading notes. I'll be seeing my mom's handwriting. I put it off a week. After a week, the bin just sits right in front of me. I think because a part of me is scared and part of me is just not, felt like I wasn't ready. But like I said, I've come to realize a lot of times in life when it's time to share the real things or open up to the real things in life, the truest, your fullest feelings, there's never going to be a right time. And that's essentially when the time is going to be. Because timing is everything. So tonight, I just started with one. started with one of her journals, which I really have come to believe I think it is her last journal she's ever written before she had passed. It's so interesting. It's so interesting to see how similar we are, my mom and I. The things that she would say, how she would write in her journal at times, and the goals that she would set. So many of them so similar to me. My mother was always sick all throughout her life. Whether it was getting knee surgery and going to therapy for that, or almost having her kidney shut down, or obviously that last bit, dealing with cancer and going through chemo and everything. That's a lot of what defined her life, and I could read it, I could see it, I could feel it when she was writing. And the pain she was in, obviously, the pain she was in for so long. And at the end, there were times she would write, she felt like she didn't do a good job. She felt like she wasn't doing enough. She felt like she was being a rotten parent. Sometimes wishing she could start over to when I was 3. My sister was 6. But that's not how life works. Not for her, not for me, not for you. Not in that kind of way. Yes, obviously, when I read through her journal, tears, like my eyes, you guys. I know I'm gonna have a headache in the morning from crying, but oh well. It needed to come out. It needed to happen. Even though her life physically here is over, I know her story isn't. Her goals aren't. And her thoughts on her parenting for sure isn't over. And a huge step that I did tonight really did some healing is I wrote in her journal. I wrote right back to her. I wrote the date in a little corner just like she did. I tried to do some cursive because my mom only writes in cursive, and yes, it is the adult professional type of cursive, so there are some words that I just had to guess. But part of my healing was to write the letter to her, let her know that I am sorry for everything that she went through. But I want her to know, no matter everything that we went through, everything that I went through, everything she went through. Yes, there were a lot of rough times. There were also so good times, amazing times, heartfelt times, laughter, crying, life with your family and your parents. But I wrote to let her know that regardless of any of that, she was never a rotten mother, never a terrible mother, never a poor choice making mother, because she loved me so much. She loved both of her daughters. And to let her know that, to remind her that she wasn't alone. And she knew that too. She knew that very much, that she wasn't alone, that God was and is still with her. I am so grateful for her. I am still, to this day, and I even said this, to this day, my heart fills with gratitude and love for her. Because of everything she went through, it is part of my story now. and everything that I've gone through is for me to help others. So I really hope if you're watching this, it's meant for you. If you've lost that person in your life, if you're still grieving, because it's been almost 6 years now. And my heart still cries for her sometimes. But lately I feel like it's also not just crying out of guilt or anger, it's also just crying out of more love and peacefulness and healing. If you need to write a letter to your loved one, if you need to cry to your loved one, if you need to pray to your loved one, if you need to go on a run and just run and just feel and think for your loved one that passed, then you do it. You do it to help release and start healing for within yourself. Because it's a beautiful thing. My mother told me on one of our last talk, she told me, Kayla, just because my life is over does not mean your life is over. For yours has only just begun. And I take that very dearly, because my life still has only just begun, just like yours. Our life isn't over yet. Not until it's time to be over. So be on this life, be on this earth to grow, be on this earth to spread the love, to share the positivity. And not just positivity as in smiling, but positivity within the heart, positivity within your mindset, positivity within your views to life, positivity within your purpose to your life and what you want to do on this earth, what you're meant to do, what type of mission work you're meant to go out and help others and talk to others and share with others. So at times I know I could take this whole grieving thing and losing a mother and all of this, I know I could take this in a better way and still be so sad and poor me, pity me, but I'd rather take all of those emotions and after releasing it, sharing that passion and sharing these real emotions that I'm feeling, to share to you guys, to the ones who really need to hear it, and to the ones who really need to see it. To know that it is possible. To know that you can do it too. To know that you are not alone. Because this is the real shit. This, grieving, crying, losing that person, going through all that, feeling these things, this is the real shit that you don't see much on social media, because we like to just share the good things, which I love. But I love being real too. I want to be real. And I want you to be real to yourself just as much. I love you, whoever you are, and the pain that you're going through, the pain that you went through. But I'm also so excited for the healing and the growth and the success that you're going to go through. Just like I am. Just like others around me. All of us. We're all meant to go through things. Not all the same things, because we're all different. We're all meant to have our story and go through our own things. But there will be a lot of things that we can all still relate on. And death is a huge part, and grieving is a huge part, and healing is a huge part. I don't have an end conclusion to this. But I'm really just proud of myself. And there's so many other times that I would go through grieving, and I know I would just need those moments to myself and just cry and lay in my bed and finish the night just crying. But this is a huge ass step for me. A step that I've wanted for so long. And a step that I'm finally taking. A step that after all of this, after the grieving, after the crying, to be able to feel content, to feel peace, to be able to share it. Because that's just what life is to me. It's just sharing and motivating and inspiring others just as much as other people motivate and inspire me. Just as much as other people plant seeds to me, I want to plant seeds to other people. And I don't care what people think about this video or what people have to say to me and anything that I share online and on my social media. So be it, because it's gonna be me, and I'm not doing it to harm anyone. Nothing I do in these videos or on my posts are there to harm anyone. It's to help anyone, because obviously it helped me and it's still helping me. I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry, I apologize, but so I guess, yes, after all of this, I'm saying journal. It's a huge thing. It's so important. Not just for you. Yes, immensely for you, because journaling is your free personal therapy, is your best friend, is your listening ear. Journaling lets you be so real. Journaling lets you talk about anything. Journaling lets you express yourself. And because my mom decided to journal and express herself, it's therefore years later coming into my hands at the right time to help me express myself more, to help me heal more, to help me understand more and grow more. It's a beautiful thing. To whoever is watching this, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have such a beautiful night or day, and I will see you in the next video next time. Love you guys.